Most of these limericks were merely collected from various sources online. I wrote some of them, and some others were passed down to me by my father or others. Some of them I changed slightly, but not enough to take anything away from them. The limerick is callous and crude, its morals distressingly lewd. It's not worth the reading by people of breeding. It's meant for us fuckers, vulgar and rude. The night was stormy, the night was blue. Down the road the shit wagon flew. A siren was sounded, a scream was heard. A man was killed by a flying turd. There once was a woman from Wheeling who had a particular feeling. She laid on her back and tickled her crack and pissed all over the ceiling. There once was a man from Madras who had big balls of fine brass. In stormy weather they'd both clank together and sparks would fly out of his ass. There once was a man from Boston who drove a little red Austin. There was room for his ass in a tank of gas. His balls hung out and he lost 'em. There once was a man from Nantucket who had a dick so long he could suck it. He said with a grin as he wiped his chin, "If my ear was a pussy, I'd fuck it." There once was a girl from Hoboken who claimed that her hymen was broken. She said it from riding her bike on a cobblestone pike, but it was really broken from pokin'. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner, his meat he did beat. He stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum, but it was not good to eat. Jack and Jill went up the hill so Jack could munch on Jill's candy, but Jack got a shock and a mouthful of cock, 'cause Jill's real name was Randy. There was a young sailor from Brighton who told his girlfriend, "You've got a Titan." She replied, "Oh, my soul, you're in the wrong hole, but there's plenty of room in the right one." There once was a woman named Jill who tried dynamite up her snatch for a thrill. They found bits of her vagina in South Carolina and both of her tits in Brazil. The chick I brought home was prize. She had the most beautiful eyes. Her breasts so well kept, right where I'd expect, but damn, her penis was a surprise. There was a young lady from Kew who said as the bishop withdrew, "The vicar is quicker, thicker and slicker, and 4 inches longer than you." There once was a fellow, O'Doul, who found little red spots on his tool. His doctor, a cynic, said, "Get out of my clinic and wipe off that lipstick, you fool." There once was a man from Kent whose tool was so long that it bent. To save the wife trouble, he folded it double, and instead of coming, he went. A bear taking a dump asked a rabbit, "Does shit stick to your fur as a habit?" "Of course not," said the hare. "It's really quite rare." So the bear wiped his ass with the rabbit. I had me a wench from East Broint, who bade me her skin to anoint. The girl had arthritis, and so I decided she wouldn't mind one more stiff joint. There was an old man from Gosham who took his balls out to wash 'em. His wife said, "Jack, if you don't put 'em back, I'll stand on the fuckers and squash 'em." There once was a lass called Louise, whose cunt smelled like Limburger cheese. She leaked so much grunge that she purchased a sponge that sopped up the muck to her knees. There was a young man from Bombay who shagged 20 chickens a day. He wouldn't stop fucking till they all started clucking, then he'd eat all the eggs that they lay. There once was a man from Leeds who swallowed a packet of seeds. Within half an hour his dick was a flower and his balls were all covered with weeds. There was a young girl from Hong Kong whose cervical cap was a gong. She said with a yell as a shot rang her bell, "I'll give you a ding for a dong." There was a young girl named Denise whose pubes hung down to her knees. The crabs got together to knit her a sweater so in winter her twat wouldn't freeze.